Hi, my name is Ev and welcome to Buddy is in Charge, and today we are having an urban walk because it's a bit damp today, and we're visiting Bushy Park in Terenure, and then we are going to cross the River Dodder and we're going to have a look at the old village of Rathfarnham. This reed bed really does allow for great cover for bird life and waterfowl. So the estate of Bushy Park began in the early 1700s, and over the years it has obviously changed hands and has now become a private school. But we have blessed with a lot of the landscaped areas of the estate, which is now a public park. So this is what we are enjoying today. The old estate walls and gateways are still in existence, so we're now leaving the park and we're going to go out onto the side of the Dodder. And there are plenty of wildlife sightings of kingfishers, otters, obviously foxes, lots of interesting wildlife. It's also a trout river. Plenty of water courses flowing into the Dodder. The Dodder is home to a lot of wildlife, and here is a heron. So we're crossing from Terenure into Rathfarnham. So a lot of these cottages down here, they're called Woodtown cottages, and there would have been mills down here beside the Dower River, so they are now nice family homes. So we crossed the river, so that's the other side of the river with those trees, that's Terenure. So So we're on the Rathfarnham side and we're heading up into Rathfarnham village. So this would have been a very old road which would have gone to cross a ford, and it's a very steep hill, but we'll get there. One old medieval door. This is the newer Anglican church which was built in 1795 to replace the old ruined church. So this bank is on the site of the old RIC barracks, the Royal Irish Constabulary, which was burnt in the Civil War in 1922. Just in case you didn't know the compass. A lot of the old buildings have now been replaced on that side of the road, but on this side of the road many seem to be original, or near enough original. So across the road outside I can give you a better view. So this statue is for Anne Devlin, and Anne Devlin was an associate of Robert Emmet, and Robert Emmet was one of the leaders of a failed resurrection in 1803. So this is her memorial. So that is the Catholic Church of Annunciation. That is the start of the famous military road which goes all the way to Ochagavana in County Wicklow, and that is the Yellow House pub, which we'll talk about a little bit more in the next few minutes. We are now in Rathfarnham Castle Park. Some interesting sculptures. And we have a nature trail here as well with a holm oak. Not sure where that is, but yeah, so it's nice to come in here for a bit. So this is quite historic. So the Rathfarnham, the Irish is Rathfarnham, so that would be the Rath or the fortification of Farnham. Now there is, or has yet to be, any formal identification as to where that was, but we shall see the castle now shortly, and that's got another bit of history to it as well. So have a look at this little lake and this little bridge, and there we can see the castle. A little bit of history. So a mill race flowed through the grounds of Rathfarnham Castle, where it supplied water to fish ponds within the grounds. And this is the back of Rathfarnham Castle. A little bit more about the Yellow House and the Church of Annunciation. The Church of the Annunciation was a gathering point for men from the area of Rathfarnham going into the Easter Rising in Dublin City. And the Yellow House has its own background to interesting stories, where it was also allegedly haunted. And then also it was frequented by the likes of James Joyce. So it is an interesting place to visit. And there's a lot more stories, just those are the only ones that I can remember right now. But there are many other stories about the Yellow House. So Buddy doesn't really travel very well when it's raining, and I decided just to do some work at home and then come out for an afternoon stroll in the locality. I don't live in Rathfarnham, but I live not too far away. Some quackometers, as I call them. This is the back of Rathfarnham Castle. We will of course go a little bit closer. So it is a fortified dwelling, and has been renovated on a number of occasions. It originally was, or the lands were belonging to the Viscount Boltinglass, and the lands were confiscated from him and given to Loftus. So I'll write those names down in the comments. And then over the years it's changed hands, and before it was sold to the state, it was belonged to the Society of Jesus, who I believe are the Jesuits, and of course the castle is allegedly haunted. So as we take our leave of Rathfarnham Castle and return into the village, it is open to the public. I'm not sure whether there might be a nominal fee or else it's free of charge, as it's part of the Office of Public Works. And there are many exhibitions that are in the castle from time to time. We're just walking down the path. Just a little bit more information about the castle itself, and that is that it is alleged that Oliver Cromwell actually stayed here for a night or two as he made his way down to Wexford. But whether that's a tall tale or truth, nobody knows. This is the second compass point I've seen in Rathfarnham. So we have north, east, obviously south, and west. Behind the motorbikes you see an old gate into the castle. Heading back down Church Lane. And it's here we're going to say goodbye, because we're just retracing our steps now back to the car. Just wanted to show you some old buildings. So thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you again soon. Might be up a mountain, or might be another urban one. Who knows? It's one thing you don't expect sitting on a car.